Hello folks, Easy Rider here and welcome to my next video. Today I want to talk about a somewhat controversial subject, and that's which seat should I buy for my bike, or what's the most comfortable seat, for any given bike. Uh, I promise you, especially you low attention span people, if you just stay with me for a little bit, you're going to learn something new and save a whole lot of money, so stay with me. And welcome back. Again, let's talk today about, what's the best seat. If you ever go online to different motorcycle forums and groups, question comes up at least once a week is, I've got a Yamaha Pasupi and stock seat sucks. What's the best seat? And you get 100 replies. Some people will be, oh, the Sargent seat is the best, or the Russell Daylong is the best, or the Mustang seat is the best, or this is the best, or that is the best. And all these people, they're going to just tell you whatever seat that they bought, and that's the best. And those seats are going to cost from $400 to up to $700, $800, for different seats. Anyway, before we go there, obviously you can tell I'm pretty cold out here. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's February in Ohio, northern Ohio, just west of Cleveland. Snow's still on the ground. It's about 20 some odd degrees. A little bit chilly. Anyway, let's talk about that. Let's see, what seat is the best seat, and or why should I even buy a seat? So let me turn my camera around. I'm going to show you what kind of seats I have on my bikes. This is my 2006 BMW RT 1200. That seat right there is the stock seat. It's a heated seat from the factory, and I've had it on this bike for now, 16 years? I haven't had the bike that long. I bought it about 4 seasons back, maybe 3-4 seasons, with about 10,000 miles on it, and right now I've got just under 50,000 miles on it. But I've ridden this bike, all over the eastern United States on, couple week trips, and I never really had issues with it, and that's a stock seat. Over here is my 2019 Honda Africa Twin. I bought this bike at the end of 2020, just before 2021. I put 7,000 miles on this bike, and I've ridden it mostly as an ADV bike, off-road, on-road kind of thing. Yep, that's the stock seat, and I've got about 7,000 miles on that bike. Another bike that I owned was a 2009 Harley-Davidson Sportster Low. With the stock seat, I actually rode it from just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, all the way to Sturgis, which was just under 1,500 miles, from Sturgis to Denver, Colorado, from Denver all the way back to Cleveland area, all on a stock seat. And so obviously you're seeing that maybe I'm not a real big proponent of, buying aftermarket motorcycle seats. Not that they ain't wonderful. There's a lot of good reasons to buy them. Comfort is really not one of them. But before we talk about that, let me show you my 18-wheeler. So first, let me just show you my big truck. This is my 2005 International. It has over 1 million miles on it, so it's had its share of use. It's kind of a little filthy, so bear with me, it's winter. This is my seat. Now, I spend at least 10 to 14 hours a day in this seat. This is called an air ride seat. If you see here, I have a whole bunch of different buttons. The seat, where is it? One of them it'll go up and down. I have different airbags for the lumbar and for the lower back and stuff. And then I step up. I have a seat pad on this thing. It's one of those purple ones. I bought it back when I was having hemorrhoid issues at the beginning of last summer. And I need a new bead seat from the look of it. Anyway, I could spend, 10 to 14 hours a day on this thing, and it's just totally comfortable. But let's see why it is. Like I said, it's an air seat, so it bounces up and down. It also goes back and forth. It's kind of hard to do it when you ain't sitting on it. There's like back and forth movement on it. So you're pretty much sitting on an airbag. All the weight is the weight's on my butt right here, and on my thighs right here, on my back right there. So all my weight is distributed, you know, on 3 different parts: my lower back, my butt, and my thighs. A lot different than a motorcycle. But anyway, these seats are pretty damn comfortable. You know, and even though this one's got over 1 million miles on it, and freaking thing is ancient. So anyway, let's contrast that with a motorcycle seat. Now, obviously, a motorcycle doesn't have the support that an 18-wheeler has. On the 18-wheeler, I have support on my butt, I have support on my back, I have support on my thighs. But with a motorcycle, and I really don't care which motorcycle it is, all the weight on your body is going to be right here, right on your butt for the most part. If you have the foot pegs just below your seat, you can at least put some weight on your legs as you come up to a big bump, and so you don't hit the biggest bump. But if you're on like a Harley with your legs straight out, all that weight's on your butt. Now there is a little bit of weight that goes onto your handlebars. That, like in a big truck, you obviously you're not putting your weight on the steering wheel, so there is a little bit of weight going on the handlebars. But I'd say a good 90% or so of your weight is right on your butt, and that, my friends, is why you have problems when you ride down the road. And there's nothing you can do about it. I hate to tell you, buying this seat or that seat may alleviate a little bit of the problem, but the problem is a motorcycle ain't made to ride for hours on end. It just isn't. I mean, these things are made to maybe commute to work, and most of our commutes are 15 minutes, half hour, the longest normally an hour. And I know some of you guys may go longer, but vast majority of people is about a half hour or so to get to work. And I don't care if you were sitting on razor blades, you could do that for a half hour, without a whole lot of problem. Problem comes in when we try to ride these bikes for hours and hours and hours on end, and that's where the problems come into. So what's the solution? The solution is pretty simple, and it's something that I've done pretty much my whole motorcycling career, is just realize you cannot sit in that seat for hours on end. I know there's a lot of you iron butt people out there that oh, I want to, do 24 hours and 1,000 miles and blah, blah, blah. But vast majority of us aren't doing an iron butt. So the simple thing to do and the least expensive thing to do is get off the seat. It is not made to sit on all day long. So with me, since I got a bad bladder anyway, about once an hour, I stop the bike. I get out, I take pictures, I walk around, I talk to people, I look at sites, and you just keep getting on and off the bike. Even if you're going on a long trip, an hour comes up, get off the bike. Like I said, take a picture or something. If you do that, the blood comes back in your legs and you'll feel a whole lot better. So all these people that think, oh, I got to buy all these different seats, other than for aesthetic purposes, I would stick with the stock seat. Maybe if you want, put one of those gel pads on it. I've done that. Or I want to get one of those, my wife has one on her bike. You can see it there. She has one of those sheepskin seats. I should have bought one when I bought that one. Well, I'll buy one next summer when I go to the rally, and they got them at the rallies. Other than that, it's so simple, people. You ride these bikes like as a motorcycle, and realize the limitations of a motorcycle. And then take your time, smell the roses. I know a lot of us work hard, and at the end of the week we want to get as much riding as we can in, but still pull over and stop. Look at that vista. If you see something you think is cool, or a store you want to walk through, go in there and look. Get the blood back into your butt. It's such a simple answer that most people miss it. And like I showed you, there is absolutely no reason to spend $500-800 on a motorcycle seat. Spend that money on something good, like going on trips and buying stuff you really need. Anyway, got any questions? Put it in the comments. Hope this helped. Easy Rider is out.